The goal is to grow your bank account, not your ego, and one of the smartest financial decisions you can make is learning how to stop trying to look rich. Because the truth is, a lot of people who appear wealthy are actually trapped behind stress debts, pressure, and constant comparison. Meanwhile, many people who are quiet, simple, and low-key are building real financial freedom behind the scenes. Here are 4 powerful reasons why looking poor can actually make your life better, happier, and more financially. Number 1. It breaks the cycle of never feeling satisfied. Think about how life works today. Every time you achieve something new, your standards immediately change. You finally buy the car you wanted, and for a few weeks it feels exciting. You love driving. You feel proud of yourself. You think this purchase will finally make you feel successful. But then something strange happens. You start noticing people with better cars, bigger houses, newer phones, and more expensive lifestyles. Suddenly what once felt amazing now feels average. This happens to almost everyone. Psychologists call this the hedonic treadmill, which basically means people quickly adapt to improvements in life and return to the same emotional state. It is like running on a treadmill at the gym. You keep moving, but you never really arrive anywhere. The same thing happens with money and material things. You earn more, you buy more, you upgrade more, but your happiness eventually returns to normal. And then your brain starts searching for the next thing. Again, the next phone, the next watch, the next vacation, the next status symbol. The problem is not the item itself. The problem is believing that the next purchase will permanently fix your life. Research has shown that once basic needs are covered like food, shelter, safety, and healthcare, more money creates smaller and smaller increases in happiness. Because human beings adapt very quickly. Think about the last time you upgraded your phone. At first it felt exciting. Everything looked smoother, faster, and better. You probably spent hours exploring new features and enjoying the experience, but after a short time it simply became normal again. Now your attention is already moving toward the next upgrade. This pattern repeats with almost everything. Cars, houses, designer clothes, luxury items. Social status and social media makes this pressure even worse. Every day people scroll through photos of expensive vacations, luxury lifestyles, and perfect-looking lives. Many people feel forced to spend money just to appear successful online. But most of the time, people are not showing reality. They are showing highlights. When you stop trying to impress others, you finally step off this treadmill. You stop competing with strangers. You stop chasing endless upgrades. You stop needing external validation. And something surprising happens. Your mind becomes calmer because real peace does not come from winning a competition that never ends. It comes from deciding you no longer want to play the game at all. Number 2, we lose freedom when we try too hard to look successful. A lot of people spend years building a lifestyle they secretly cannot afford. They buy expensive clothes, finance luxury cars, rent apartments. They barely manage to pay for all because they want to appear successful to other people. And for a while, it can look impressive from the outside, but internally, it creates pressure. Because once your lifestyle becomes too expensive, you lose flexibility. You cannot easily leave a job you hate because your bills depend on it. You cannot take risks. You cannot slow down. You cannot explore different paths. You become trapped by your own image. Many people live like this every day. They work jobs they dislike simply to maintain appearances. And the sad part is, most people they are trying to impress are too busy, worrying about themselves to even care. There was a period in my life where I also believed expensive things would make me feel accomplished. I wanted to look successful. I wanted people to think I had made it. So I spent money on appearances, but behind the scenes I felt stuck because no matter how much I upgraded my life, the pressure kept increasing. Then everything changed when I shifted my focus. Instead of spending money on looking rich, I started investing in myself. I spent money on education, learning, new skills, building knowledge, improving my future. For months, I stopped buying unnecessary luxuries completely, and slowly my priorities changed. Instead of chasing attention, I started chasing freedom. That shift changed my entire life. Because the greatest luxury is not a designer item, it is waking up and having choices, the freedom to leave a toxic job, the freedom to take a break, the freedom to travel, the freedom to spend time with family, the freedom to work on something you actually care about. Those things matter far more than trying to impress strangers for a few seconds. Real wealth gives you control over your time and your decisions. Fake wealth only gives the illusion of status while quietly stealing your peace. Number 3, simplicity protects your mental health and keeps you out of survival mode. Albert Einstein once said that a calm and modest life brings more happiness than the constant pursuit of success. And honestly, that statement becomes more true. The older you get, today, millions of people feel anxious about money every single week. And a big reason is because modern life encourages people to constantly upgrade. People increase their salary, then immediately increase their expenses. They earn more, but also spend more. So financially, they stay stuck in the same positions. Sometimes even worse. For example, someone receives a pay raise and immediately upgrades to an expensive. That car does not only cost money to buy, there is insurance, maintenance, fuel, repairs, park and G-tax. Suddenly one purchase creates many new expenses. This is what traps people in survival mode, because now losing their income becomes terrifying. They cannot afford mistakes, they cannot afford rest, they cannot afford uncertainty. Everything depends on maintaining the same stressful routine. But when your expenses stay low, your life changes completely. The bigger the gap between what you earn and what you spend, the more freedom and peace you create. That gap becomes protection, gives you breathing room. It allows you to think clearly. Instead of constantly panicking about money, minimalism also helps mentally. When your life becomes too focused on possessions, your mind becomes cluttered. More things often create more stress, more maintenance, more comparison, more pressure, more distractions. But simplicity creates clarity. There is a reason many successful people dress simply and live quietly. They understand that peace is more valuable than appearances. The excitement of buying something new fades quickly, but financial peace lasts much longer. And finally, number 4, the power of living authentically. One of the biggest dangers of building your identity around money and status is that you start attracting people who are only interested in those things. If your entire image is based on luxury, success, and appearances, then many people will value you only for what you seem to have, not for who you actually are. That creates shallow relationships. Real connections are built on honesty, character, trust, and shared values, not on expensive watches or fancy cars. There is a saying that goes, do not show off the outside of your house, show off the inside. The outside represents the image we try to display to strangers. The inside represents who we truly are, our values, our mindset, or integrity, or kindness, our discipline. Those are the things that actually matter in the long run, because appearances can disappear very quickly. Money can come and go, status can change overnight, but character stays with you. Many truly wealthy people understand this deeply. That is why some of them live very simple lives despite having millions of dollars. They do not feel the need to constantly prove themselves. Their confidence comes from internal security, not external validation. They know their worth without needing public approval, and honestly, that is one of the most powerful forms of confidence a person can have. When you stop trying to look rich, you also stop depending on other people's opinions to feel valuable. You become more authentic, more grounded, more peaceful. You stop building your life around impressing people who may not even care, and you start building a life that actually feels meaningful to you. Because at the end of the day, true wealth is not about looking successful. It is about having peace, having options, having freedom, having strong relationships, and having control over your own life. Those are the things money should help you create. Not stress, not pressure, not endless comparison. Oh, if your goal is long-term happiness, financial peace and genuine freedom, stop focusing on looking rich, focus on becoming financially strong, quietly, patiently, and consistently. Because sometimes the people who look the poorest are actually the ones who have the most freedom and the people trying hardest to look rich are often carrying the heaviest burdens. Behind closed doors, those are 4 powerful reasons why looking poor can actually improve your life and your happiness. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you in the next one.